What's happening, monsters? And welcome to the Deep Dish. We're live on radio, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Like I mentioned, it is going to be a special day this Tuesday because we have a comeback story happening before us today. We have Kai Del Rio. You might know her before as Kai Honasan, but now she has rebranded herself into Kai Del Rio. So let's welcome her to the show. Yay!
My own hype woman.
Oh my
Hi, guys.
goodness.
Good morning.
Welcome. So how's it been for you, Kai?
It's been today or for the past 10 years?
It's well, I mean, I'm past 10 years,
Yeah.
pwede din.
Pwede din.
How's it been? You can start.
Well, it's been a really crazy ride. But yeah, I'm happy to be back in this rainy morning with you guys. But yeah, I'm just excited to get the songs out after so long.
Yeah,
so.
for sure. And so, like, I am really excited to talk to you and how it's been for you since coming back, because it is pretty much an exciting thing and also maybe a nerve-wracking thing for you to do.
Super.
Yeah. So, could you tell us, like, in the 10 years it's been actually for you, how, like, what were some highlights or snapshots of your life that maybe some people weren't aware of was happening while you were keeping it on the DL?
Oh, well, I've been pretty quiet for the past couple of years, but I feel like the highlights were just getting back into the studio again after so long and just being able to just tell my stories.
Yeah.
Because it's been so long. I mean, the last time people heard me solo was on The Voice, and that was in 2014. So, and I was also very young then, so I didn't have much life to talk about. And I feel like in the
Yeah,
past
for
10 years,
sure.
there's a lot of life that happened. Joining a reality show, and then joining a rock band, and then getting married, and then it's just a lot of things
Wow,
happened
okay.
that from the songs I wrote when I was 21 to now, the shift is very clear and palpable. Yeah. And the last time people saw me, I was playing the ukulele, so that's a pretty big shift.
So it's it's safe to say that your sound is different now from how it was like when you started out.
Yes, that's what
Okay.
I'm most excited and worried about, because that's partly why I wanted to change my name, because I feel like people might not be able to connect the old Kai Honasan with the new. So I was like, might as well just come up with a new persona. I mean, Bruno Mars, Lady Gaga, these are all stage names. So I was like, I'll just do Kai Del Rio, which is actually my real
Still
legal
your name,
name
yeah.
now. But I was like, I grew up with those pop stars, and I was like, maybe I should just do a name change too.
Yeah, why not? You
Yeah.
have the freedom to do that.
Yeah,
anyway
no
as
one's
an
gonna tell me
artist.
no. So
Actually,
yeah.
even if you're not an artist, you still have the freedom. to
Actually,
do that.
if you want to change your name, like Phoebe did in Friends, Princess
Yeah.
Banana Hammock,
yeah,
yeah, you can do it. Like,
there we go.
yeah.
So so you are starting off again, like, you know, with your comeback, and you wanted to rebrand so that they can distinguish you from Kai Honasan, like, you know, with the ukulele before. What made you decide though to come back after all this time? After all this
I
time.
feel, I feel like, I don't know, like I was, my husband is also a musician, and he had been so busy these past few years, and I was like, I think I miss it. Because I told myself, you know, I'd be pretty happy, like I'm in my wifey era, I'll be in my mom era, and then I was like, wait, I think there's still some things I want to share. There's still some music in me that I think I haven't really been able to properly get out there. Like 10 years ago, I couldn't really promote my songs because I was doing so many things, and I was like, I think it doesn't feel like a comeback. This feels like my actual debut. So
Oh, I love
Yeah,
that.
so I feel like I'm doing it. I'm getting a second chance and doing it right this time. So I'm pretty excited about that.
I love that. And so have you encountered any challenges so far, like, since working on, let's say, the two singles that you have now as Kai Del Rio? Like, were there any challenges that you had to overcome, or were there pressures that you felt coming back, you know, to the studio, let's say?
I feel like from 10 years in the industry, the biggest challenge was finding the right people and the right team. And I was kind of stubborn in not just working with anyone.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted people who are invested in the story, who are, you know, good people. which is pretty hard to find, surprisingly, especially in the creative industry. So, I ended up with Lockdown with my manager Jigger, and then I ended up in Underdog with Cinamix, and I was like, it just felt like when it all came together after how many years, it just felt like, okay, these are the people who are supposed to be with me on this debut. Yeah.
Okay. And so, like, with these two songs that you've worked on, like, how long did it take then? Ever since, like, you started writing. So, for the monsters who aren't aware, there are two singles to expect from Kai Del Rio. It's Ang Nag-iisa and Storm Like Me.
Yes.
So, what would be the theme, actually, for these two songs? Because when I first heard Ang Nag-iisa, I don't like first words that came to me. It's like, oh, it's grungy. It's like what do you call this? A little angsty, but then also mature.
Yeah.
Ready for mature roles.
Yes. Yeah. That is my ear right now. I feel like for both the songs, it's just about standing alone in your power and being unafraid. It's about fearlessness, basically. And when you hear the two songs, like Ang Nag-iisa is very angry, and then Storm Like Me is very sad. And I just wanted to showcase that. Why I wanted to do a double single is because I wanted to
Right.
show that these two emotions can coexist in one person.
That's right,
And
yeah.
it's very complicated to be a human being.
Super.
And that's why as a songwriter, you're just like, well, as much as I want to be in my Carly Rae era and dance, I'm not there yet. I have to honor my rage first, and these two songs are about honoring my rage. And actually, it's funny because Ang Nag-iisa, I came up with the title in 2013. I was like, if I ever
Really?
had
Wow.
a solo song, it would be called Ang Nag-iisa. Only because I grew up like watching all these showbiz things, and everyone had a title, like Star for All Seasons and all of that. And then I wanted to be like, okay, if I have a song, I want it to be Ang Nag-iisang Kayohanasan. And then I didn't know what the song would be yet until I had to go through all of these emotions in this industry, and I was like, oh, I'm angry. So, Ang Nag-iisa is gonna be an angry song. Because I thought it would be like, I'm a star, here I am. And then it became this song that was about, honoring that pain and that anger. So, yeah, that's how it started. Just the title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was for like 11 years
11
ago
years
now.
ago,
That's
yeah.
wild. And so it's kind of just like sat on your desk or like your wherever it was, like for some time until such time you were ready to write it.
Yeah, I just had it, and I just would visualize the posters and the single art and all of that. It would just be Ang Nag-iisa, Kayohanasan. But it would be too mayabang if I said Ang Nag-iisang Kayohanasan. So, biglang naging paawa Ang Nag-iisa, Kai Del Rio. Anyway, it's just funny how it translated over the years. But,
Yeah, I love that. And I love that you talked about rage too, because it's like it's not like some people will still have like difficulties, like accepting female rage.
Yeah.
But we are angry almost all the time, but we just
yeah,
keep it
we're
down.
pretty good at covering it up. And I just feel like, with the music scene nowadays, like your emotions aren't limited. It's not about love.
Yeah.
It's not about heartbreak anymore. There's so much range of emotion you can write about, and that's one of my favorite things as a songwriter kasi unlimited yung pwede mong pag-usapan. So I tried to look at what was, in the music scene ngayon, and then I was like, let's talk about rage. There's a lot of it going on, but no one wants to sing about it.
Exactly.
But where
yeah.
I was in a rock band for 7 years, there's a lot of rage in rock. So I was like, why don't we bring that to the forefront? So that's what I'm trying to do. Let's see if it works. I think
Yeah.
it will. There's
Yeah.
space for this emotion. So, yeah.
All right. And so we are going to ask Kai to perform Ang Nag-iisa in a bit. But first, before we actually get to that, we're going to get to Storm Like Me naman.
Yes.
Because he softened the rage
Yeah.
with now sadness. So
Yes.
could you tell us what's the backstory behind that song naman?
Storm Like Me, I wrote it in like 10 minutes. Because I was
Wow,
just
okay.
really, I was going through something, and I felt so misunderstood by a lot of people because I couldn't really. You're right, because female rage is something that people don't really know how to handle,
Exactly.
and my tendency is to isolate. So I isolated myself in front of my piano, and I churned out the song in 10 minutes, and I was like, sometimes you just need to self-soothe. You know how babies have to like
Yes.
cry it out.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what I did with this song. I just needed to let it out. Like, you'll hear it in the lyrics.
Mhm.
It's almost like I'm telling people, I'm sorry, but this is how I am,
Mhm.
and I'm trying really hard, but I'm a lot. So that's kind of what the song is about.
I love that. Well, I mean, I'm here to tell you, Kai, you're not too much.
Oh, thank you so
Wow,
much,
diba?
Nikki.
Because it's like I'm understanding now with the title "Storm Like Me," because it's just like, yeah, a lot of people might be able to resonate with this because they might feel like, like with the metaphor, like I'm like a storm. Like people don't know. People will rather find shelter than face you.
Yeah. Girl,
Wait,
are you okay?
am I a lyricist?
Wala pang lunch, wala pang lunch. Ang dami na nating
I know. It's like this got kaya nga deep dish.
Yan,
Malalim
yan.
dapat, diba? So, anyway, I love that line. Anyway, so,
You can permission to adopt the song.
diba? This is my rendition.
Yeah.
But anyway, sige. So I would love to hear this side. It is sadder, but then I feel like, again, there's a deep message behind it. So, without further ado, let's hear Kai Del Rio with Storm Like Me, only here on The Monster. much. Yeah, I actually was reading the comments here saying there was Justin who was saying that I can imagine the feelings about piano keys. Oh, namahan.
Wow.
Yeah. I actually I actually love the sound of the piano for sure, like for this song too, because it's very somber.
Yeah.
Like the delivery and yeah, even the lyrics of just like, yeah, this is I am a storm.
Yeah.
But I am not apologizing that I am one.
Yeah, that was sort of the thing. Like, that was the first line I thought of. Like, do I want to apologize? I'm not really sorry.
Yeah.
And then it became a sort of, if it was an angry song, it would be a little too mean.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, no, let's do a ballad. And I don't know. I love a good, like, diva ballad. That's sort of what I was wanting to achieve. Like, honestly, with these songs, I'm just gonna say it out loud because I believe in manifestation. When I wrote these songs, I was like, sobrang ganda siguro kung i-cover to ni Regine Velasquez.
Oh,
Yung
I
dalawang
love
kanta. So I was
it.
like, I'm putting it out there in the universe, and one day it's gonna happen, and I'll be completely, like, I'm fine. I'm done.
You'll be okay, like you're just playing the piano.
Yeah.
Kasi siya nakakanta.
Like,
yeah.
If she does these two songs, like, I'll be the happiest girl
All
in the
right.
world.
Regine, you heard Kai.
Ate Reg, if you're listening.
No, I love that. And hopefully I wish all the best like for this song to be covered by
It's such a
Regine,
specific
diba?
goal, but
But some people will have that vision talaga na parang, oh my gosh, this would be really nice if like, you know, they have the vocals for it.
yeah,
because
because I can't do it. And I was like, this song needs to be done by a powerhouse. And I was like, who's the powerhouseiest of them all? I don't know. I'm such a child of like showbiz entertainment and all of that. So I was like, this would be like a dream.
And so going back to ang nag-iisa then,
Yes.
because that's more, again, we're going back to Rage.
Yes.
Where it's like I love like the range of emotion.
Yeah.
That your two singles, just the two singles.
Just
no?
the music.
Rage, sadness, empathy, compassion. Ganun,
Yeah,
diba?
yeah, I'm trying to cover all the inside out emotions. So
Oh
this
my
is gonna be
god.
disgust.
That explains it.
Yeah. It's like when I watched the movie, I was like, hey, that's me. I am a prepubescent teen.
No, but also very valid, you know. We are very complicated people
Yeah.
after all, as humans. And so, ang nag-iisa is going to be more of the slightly upbeat,
Yes.
but slightly more angry, as we've been talking about.
Yeah.
So, are you ready, Kai?
Yes.
You wanna bring this out to the world?
Yes, actually, this is like the first full live performance. I mean, other than gigs, like this is gonna be out there in the world, so it's
Oh my
very special. So
goodness!
thank you for having me here.
Of course.
Yeah.
So without further ado, Kai Del Rio with Ang Nag-iisa here on The Monster.
Ano ba tong kinukwento mo sa kung sino-sino lang gusto makinig sa mga kalokohan? Di ko na talaga alam kung saan galing lahat ng yan. Ako na nga umalis, di ka pa ba masaya ako? Masaya ako, tuloy-tuloy ang buhay ko. Nawala na ang bigat sa dami mong sekreto. Sana makonsensya ka na, di pwedeng ganyan. Umiikot ang buwan, ngunit dapat alalahanin mo. Hindi dapat matakot ang walang tinatago. Di ako natatakot tumayo mag-isa. Pwede lang matagal ko bagay dyan. Hindi ko na ipinilit. Ang dami mong inipit para di ka magmukhang masama. Sa akin na nga nagagalit lahat. Di pa rin ako nagsasalita. Ngunit dapat alalahanin mo, hindi dapat matakot ang walang tinatago. Di ako natatakot tumayo mag-isa. Pwede lang matagal ko na ito ginawa. Dahil ako nag-iisa. Di ako natatakot tumayo mag-isa. Pwede lang matagal ko na ito ginawa. Di ako natatakot tumayo mag-isa. Kung pwede lang matagal ko na ito ginawa. Dahil ako ang nag-iisa.
Thank you very much.
Akala ko meron pa. No, parang deliberate pause. I love it. Well, anyway, oh my goodness, Kai Del Rio for Ang Nag-iisa. Woohoo! Oh my goodness.
Nairaos yung first performance.
Diba? No, I like the acoustic version of this because it's like, for some reason, soft rage. Because with
Yes.
the actual track,
Yeah.
I heard a sample of it.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was like, this is a little not harsher, but a little bit more expressive.
Yeah, we went all out in the studio.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I hired my brother, Karel Honasan, and I asked him, no one knows you better than someone who's known you since your first day on earth. So I asked my brother, I was like, you need to produce this. No one else knows my heart more than your family.
Aw, yeah.
And then he got, his musician friends who are like the craziest, most insane musicians I've ever seen in my life. Kuya Nico Rivera, Kuya Ira Cruz, and Kuya Rickson Ruiz. They were the studio band, and I didn't have to say a word. They just went all out. They felt the heart of the song, and I'm very grateful we got to do that together. Yeah. So if you hear the full version, it's really this is Ang Nag-iisa light.
Yeah,
And then
light version.
It's the diet version. When you hear that, like, it makes you want to punch things, and that's
Yeah.
kind of what I wanted to happen when people hear the song. Like, I wanted like a jogging song in the rain.
Tapos storm like me na.
Yeah, like I'm a very visual person. So I was like, ito yung paggalit ka. It was giving Rocky, like when
Yeah.
you're training. And so.
Yeah. And I also listen with like and I like to imagine also when I'm listening to music na rin. So
Yeah.
parang, yes, it's parang you want, I would imagine like with the rock version of
Yeah.
it to be parang nasa unicycle. Nasa stationary bike.
Pwede rin sa unicycle.
Cycle. What year is it?
Naloka ako sa visual na nag-iisa, tapos
Oo
someone's
nga.
trying to balance.
Isa lang yung wheel eh.
Oo. Yeah, that's the struggle.
Diba?
Like, it's also a metaphor. No,
Yes.
Nikki, you're right.
Who am I?
If the lyric video is a unicycle, I will credit you. We'll give you royalties for that.
I love it. I love it. Well, anyway, oh my goodness. A couple more questions actually for you, Kai. Like we know Kai Honasan as the ukulele girl, like, still like very soft and I guess some kind of like, feminine-ish or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you were to describe Kai Del Rio now, how would you want fans and monsters to recognize you when they hear your name? Like, oh, I know this girl. How do you want to be recognized?
I don't know. I just want everyone to just lean into the storms inside. This sounds like some sort of
Deep
like
dish nga.
Pinterest
Let's lean
poster.
into
I was
it.
like, just lean into the storms inside of yourselves and just I don't know, just tap into your inner rage. It's okay to let it out sometimes. And
Yeah.
you know, you need a place to put your anger, and then you can let it go.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel like I did with these songs. Like I've been holding on to all of these stories for 10 years. It was only when I wrote these songs that I felt like I could put down the anger. So that's why I was like, okay, I feel like maybe someone out there might need a place to put it down.
Yeah.
And if they're not songwriters, they can listen to this song, get it out for 3 minutes, and then move on
yeah.
to the next emotion. Yeah.
There we go. So we have Kai Del Rio having also a live concert happening soon. Would you like to invite the monsters to
Yes.
come and see you go?
So on September 13th, that's Friday the 13th, which people might think it's unlucky, but it's actually some sort of woo day of the feminine energy.
Love
kineme.
it.
I just learned this like a few days ago. I was like, bad luck ba? Anyway, so I needed to Google, and apparently like it's a lucky day for women. And yeah, so it's on Friday the 13th this September in Sari Sari Cocktails in Makati. It's a really cool bar because you enter through a fridge. So if you want to experience
it.
that, please do go. We're going to have guest artists with us, Isanigo, Barbie Almalbis, I Belong to the Zoo and Bird. And yeah, it's being co-presented with Underdog Music, Lockdown, and Gabi na Naman Production. So it's going to be a very fun show. So just follow me on Kai.Del Rio everywhere, and you can find out where to get tickets from there.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Thank you very much, Kai.
Thank you
Del
so much,
Rio.
Nikki.
Oh my gosh. And we are going to be going back to music very shortly. But once again, Ang Nag-iisa, when is that dropping?
Ang Nag-iisa is dropping September 13. Storm Like Me is dropping a week later on September 20.
Okay, so if you guys like the taste of Kai Del Rio's music, then be sure to take note of those dates as well, so that you can listen to it for as many times as you want, and then tap into that rage.
Yeah. There you go.
That's all we want. So there we go. Without further ado, that is it. One more time for Kai Del Rio. Woo! Yeah. All right. So let's go back to more music. This next track, also from Underdog, actually. We got Over October with Kaakit Akit, only here on The Monster.